Now, looking at your time as the vocation director, and you still got maybe a couple years left. Have you thought about where they might send you?
Yeah, I think about it. I can't say it doesn't cross my. Sometimes there are days when I think about the parish, and it's kind of like those images of like green fields and beautiful sheep and all that. Just kind of like, wow, what a peaceful. Like I'm sure it's hard at a parish too, but I miss the parish, and one day, God willing, I'd go back. But I don't know. Like there's so many unknowns right now that I don't really know what God or my bishop has in mind for me right now because, like we've got a new priestly formation program. And so that's it needs to be implemented. That's kind of big on the horizon. That changes a lot of the way seminary works. We've, there are a lot of pastors who are retiring in the next few years. And I guess there's just kind of like, we're wondering like what's next on the horizon, in terms of church leadership, in terms of the church, in terms of, this PPF. And so I don't really know what is going to be expected of me or what God has planned. It's kind of like after COVID, I've just acquiesced that I can't plan that well because I really don't know. Like there are some curveballs out there that I don't see coming.
Is there any possibility that after this year's round of ordination that you might actually be replaced?
I don't think so. I think I would see that one coming down the pike because it's like 1 month away. I hope somebody would tell me, I at least start preparing. But I mean, every year after this, I think it's kind of like year to year.
Okay.
And I just don't know. So,
who would you think would replace you?
Yeah, I've told people like you could be my replacement, which is kind of cool because I see everybody who might replace me.
Oh,
I've been their boss at some point.
Yeah.
So I get to train.
Who's on that list?
Well, I think that, you're looking not at a large list. So anybody in that class that just got ordained this last year is going to be 2 years in a parish by the time, maybe my 6 years come up. So they could be a possibility or, those four I'm including Father Joseph White, who went back to Rome, but Father Chad, Father Wayne, and Father Houston.
Yeah.
And then, people have talked about Father David Michael.
Yes, I've heard that rumor, that chat about him.
If he doesn't become a pastor, I guess he's also, on the possible list. Basically, I think you're looking, I don't know, the Cardinal's going to pick whoever he wants. But generally speaking, if you look at the history of the picks, they tend to be not pastors because you don't usually remove a pastor to do some of this stuff. But you could. And it's typically, somebody who's a parochial vicar, and one of the younger guys. They usually pick younger guys. So I don't know.
Does it take a lot more energy? Is that why?
I think so. And there's a bit, you're working with youth and young adults. And so maybe they want somebody who relates, I guess, because they're from similar generations or they're from that same culture. I guess I'm a millennial, and so if you're gonna find other millennials, you need to.
So is that why you think Father David Michael's name gets thrown out there a lot because he's quite young?
Yeah.
Father Joseph as well. He's the youngest right now.
Yeah.
Point, right? Yeah.
And I mean these are all great priests, so they can carry this responsibility and things like that. I don't know. It's kind of to a Catholic in Galveston, Houston, it's going to sound like a wide net. But when you think about it, there are only like 10 guys who have been ordained in the last 3 or 4 years who could possibly be in this boat. So it's not a big pool.
Yeah, and it also has to do with timing and all of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is you're not going to get a guy who's 1 year out of the parish, and you're not going to get a guy usually who's just 1 year in a parish. So you're looking for a man who's kind of like ready, like a ripe fruit to be picked and put into this box. And I don't know. We'll find out.